All right, Denver Broncos Mile High View. No commercials, no bullshit, and I'm pissed off again. I'm pissed off that journalists calling themselves sports writers or talking heads, sports talk radio, whatever the fuck they think they are, is putting out this meme that the Denver Broncos have a 2-head coach system.
Bullshit.
Wake the fuck up. If you think that what the Broncos have now is a 2-head coach system, you need to get another job because you're not doing your job. You have one head coach in Denver, and that head coach is John Elway. You have a head coach in name only with Vic Fangio. Okay? He is not a head coach. He is a head coach in name only. Just a title. It means nothing. It's vestigial. You should know that. Chuck Pagano balked at the idea, apparently. He was out. So basically, this harkens back to the old Shanahan way of doing things. Now, let's clear up one thing. I'll get back into the Shanahan thing in a second, but let's clear one thing up. Now, John Elway was put in a situation because Pat Bowlen is no longer with the living. His mind is gone. So we have a single head coach, which was always the deal. Was always going to be the deal. And it's a co-owner. It's a co-owner. It's also a co-coordinator. Offense and defense. That's what you got. That's what you do have in Denver. And I said it when everybody was singing the praises of John Elway. I said, he just may become everything he once hated. And that it's Al Davis. This is the old Al Davis way, where Al Davis was the owner and playing head coach at the same time. When I see John Elway up in the box on his Microsoft play-by-play, that's a head coach. Okay, that's why Chuck Pagano balked at this idea. You've seen this before. We've seen this movie before. Okay, with other teams like the Raiders. All right? So, but here's this, and I want to address this too, this ridiculous idea that Sandy Clough put out. Now, usually Sandy Clough has good stuff, but, God damn it, enough of the bullshit. When you're saying that, does Kubiak really want to be an offensive coordinator? Are you fucking kidding me? Now, I don't believe Gary Kubiak was busting down John Elway's door to be an offensive coordinator in Denver. But he clearly wants to be an offensive coordinator. If you think that John Elway had to twist his arm to be an offensive coordinator, you need to quit your job. Come on. Now, what the talk was to keep him in Denver. And there were all these stipulations. Now, this is probably what was happening is that these talks about Gary Kubiak being an offensive coordinator probably got out, and there was inquiries, interest, phone calls, and Gary Kubiak saying, yeah, I could, possibly do that. Yeah. So John Elway thought, well, why don't you stay here, and we'll do whatever accommodations. And again, I think that was part of Chuck Pagano's balking on the Denver Bronco job. Those stipulations probably decided, well, I'd like to have certain offensive. Nope. So then you got Vic Fangio, who probably is like, I don't have nothing to do with the offense. But I'll tell you one thing that Vic Fangio better do. You better get him to look at bringing in quality offensive linemen in both the draft and free agency. Because this guy, one thing you got with this guy can spot a good offensive lineman, a good one, because he has to game plan against them. So he knows a good offensive lineman. So you tie up Kubiak and you tie up John Elway and gag them and let if there's one position on the offense this guy needs to be involved in, it's the offensive line. But anyway, coming back, this is not a co-head coach. You're an idiot. You're a moron. I understand fans that don't have a brain in their head and they always got to listen to the latest sports talk. I understand them parroting this. But in Denver, shame on you. You know that this is John Elway all the way. No bullshit. You know this is John Elway, the head coach. He's going to do the head coaching, managing kind of a thing. And Gary Kubiak's going to be a coordinator, and so is Vic Fangio. He's going to be a coordinator. This goes back to the old Shanahan, hey, I'm running the offense, I'll just have somebody else run the defense. And now he's got an offense and somebody else running the defense while he actually administrates the head coaching position. That's what's going on.